What is going on, trucking community? How are you? It's Christian and Mike.
What's up?
Once again, we'd like to bring topics to you straight from the field. This week, we actually had one of our owner-operators, Omar, give us a call because he's thinking about buying his trailer, and he had a couple good questions, and it brought up a great opportunity for us to make this video. So thank you, Omar, for bringing it up. I'm sure there's other people that want to know.
Yep.
So let's get right to it, guys. Trailer age. How old is too old? What are you thinking there, Mike?
All right, consider this. Basically, what we're talking about here is a drive-in trailers. We're not talking about no other equipment. We're not advanced in the other equipment enough. But for drive-in trailers, it's pretty much industry average that you want to be pulling trailer that's no older than 10 years old. So take in consideration that if you're buying a trailer that's 5 years old, you got about 5 years out of it to run problem-free. Not problem-free in terms of breakdowns, but I mean problem-free in the type of cargo that you can haul. And that's what it comes down to. So I've seen some really old, really good taken care of trailers. But in general, keep that in mind. If you're going to be in the spot market and you want to have a good trailer that will be accepted across the board, you want to be pulling the trailer that's no older than 10 years old. So again, if you buy the trailer that's 9 years old, you only got 6 months out of it.
Okay, well, so let's talk a little bit more in detail about that trailer. So specs and brands that are out there, obviously there's a variety of choices. What's the difference? What makes a difference? One makes one better than the other. What are you thinking about that?
I think as of right now, the brands of the trailers are really irrelevant. Most of them across the board use the same chassis from the same two manufacturers. And then it's just the quality of the build, which for a trailer is very simple, very basic. I say don't look at the specs, don't worry about the brand. The specs are way more important. So now if you're talking about the specs, let's go over the basics. You want a regular 53-foot drive-in, swing doors, wood floor, steel or aluminum roof. You don't want no translucent roof. Vented is okay, not a big deal. You can make it vented at any point. That's pretty much it.
What about the
plated trailer? That's what you want to have. Like for example, utility. We do plated trailers with really tin, like aluminum.
Yeah.
And it's empty inside. So it's not as resistant to the damage, like a little, pinches with forklift and stuff like that. Wabash makes it like a true Duraplate, and it's much harder material. It holds up a lot better, but it's a little bit heavier. So you get a little heavier trailer, but a little stronger trailer. It's up to you what kind of freight you haul and what you're planning to do.
What about the tire inflation?
Tire inflation, for a fleet, most of our trailers, we do have tire inflation, but I think this is a fleet type of toy because it helps with negligent drivers a little bit to a degree. If I was an owner-operator pulling my own trailer, I would not get a trailer with a tire inflation. I'm fine with running my gauge, checking tire pressure and keeping it where it needs to be, but not dealing with all the tire inflation problems because a lot of times it underinflates, a lot of times it messes up the tires. Go figure, another thing, you catch a nail, sometimes you're not gonna know about it until your tire pops because it always runs hot, but because the system keeps on pumping air, you never see it kind of soft. So when you do pre-trip, if you don't see that nail right there, you don't know it's there.
Right, so it can actually make you complacent and cause other damage. So.
Yes.
All right. What about those special? I know we're talking drive-in and all that, but what's your take on special purpose trailers?
Well, special purpose trailers, I would say a lot of times if you look for a trailer, if you're shopping for a trailer, you're gonna see quite a few trailers with roll-up doors. Don't do that. That's a big limitation across the board. It's accepted that swing doors are gonna do the job in most of the cases. Roll-up doors limits your opening height and width, so you're limited to the size of freight that you can take in. And I never seen normal swing doors trailer being rejected because the freight don't fit if it was meant for a dry van to begin with. But I've seen again and again and again where roll-up doors would not work. Then lift gate, that's another, adds weight. Are you really gonna use it? Right. I really don't think it's worth it. I think keep to the basics. You're not gonna go wrong. Just make sure it's plated, wood floors, aluminum roof, ideally logistics trailer that has logistics poles or the E-track to lock in the straps. And that's pretty much all you need to worry about.
All right, so now we get into, okay, so you identify a trailer that potentially you're going to purchase. What are some things to consider, to look out for if I'm not buying from a dealer, but from an individual directly? I mean, there's pretty good deals out there, but...
there are things to consider. One of the biggest problems, and again, it's all fun and games until it's a problem. So a lot of times people looking for options to take over payments. I would never suggest to do something like this. I've literally seen companies that are no longer in business doing a lease purchase on their trucks. And when we went out of business, the people were walking around looking for that company because according to them, we were paying truck payments to this company, but the problem is that company never paid to the bank. And at that point, regardless, let's say if you have some notarized piece of paper or whatever, it's just not worth it. You're just not gonna win. It's gonna be a big headache and a lot of problems. Plus, there is a lot of scam out there, a lot of scam. One way I did find out about it, about a year ago, we did posted some trailers for sale out of our fleet, all the 5-year-olds.
Right.
And majority of the phone calls and text messages that I received was a scam. So imagine this: if I'm selling the trailer, so I'm kind of safe until I'm getting the money, right?
Yeah.
The scammers are all over me. Imagine if you're a buyer. Imagine if you're a cash buyer. Do we even have a title? Is that even a real title? There are a lot of problems, or a lot of times we would be telling you like, hey, give me the money because I'm gonna pay it out to the bank, and then I'll get you the title.
And believe me, a lot of that stuff happens a lot more than people think. You know, these side deals that they make a certain piece of equipment attainable, and sometimes if it's too good to be true.
I agree. Actually, when I spoke to Omar yesterday, the deal that he described me is like, I believe it's really good deal. Obviously, I told him, hey, just watch out. It seems like a very good deal. Keep your eyes open.
Yeah, so just be careful. Which kind of leads us to a good deal. What is a good deal? Price.
Price. Again, we're in the spot market, so we know what the market price is. Same thing goes with commercial equipment. Trailers, trucks, it's a market price. There is no set price that's a good deal or bad deal. Pretty much what I would suggest to do, go on a truck paper or somewhere online where we sell the commercial equipment. Look into the pricing of the equipment that you're looking for, the specs, the age, the brand. Again, if it's used equipment, the brand is not so much important, really.
Yeah, the specs are more important than that brand.
Yes, and That's pretty much what's going to be a price. There is not much negotiation going on in that field. It's set to sell. It's very aggressive and competitive field. So what you see is pretty much what it is. And if you get a deal that's way less than that, be extra cautious. I'm not saying just drop the deal. I'm just saying be extra cautious.
Yeah. Ask those questions. It's your money, right?
Absolutely.
So there you have it, guys. Any additional questions you may have, comments, success stories from anybody out there, please leave it in the comments. We definitely, love to share that information to other owner operators who are looking. Give us a call as well, 813-616-6322.
Yeah, remember, we do not sell trailers. We do not lease trailers. We're just sharing that information because we are part of the community, and a lot of times these questions come across.
Yeah.
And I think
and it's better to get advice before you make the investment.
Absolutely. And thanks, Omar, if you're watching for a topic that helps. Anybody else have any questions that you may run into? Hey, if we know it, we'll make a video about it.
Yeah. Or if it's something and we don't, and we can share it, please leave it in the comments so we can make a video.
We'll look into it.
All right, guys. So drive safe. Till next time.
Keep on trucking.
Keep on trucking.